Hello and welcome back. So in the previous video, we looked at how to use control structures in our codes, how to go about writing the if statement, else if, and then else statement, right? And then we looked at the comparison operators, the equal to, not equal to, less than, greater than, and then how to compare strings. Then we saw that when we try using this on numbers, it's returned the wrong logic for us. Then we also looked at the logical operators, how we combine these operators to other operators. So if you want to check whether something is equal and maybe less or something else and another condition, you do that. Then we went ahead and look at some of the file operations. So in this video, we would continue with the project where we include the conditional or the control inside our create script. So we said that if we run the file, we want to be able to know for sure that there's already a file that exists. So right now, if I do ls, I expect that if I run create hello world, so if I do /create, then hello.sh, it should tell me that the file already exists, but then it doesn't. It just continues and then recreates, which we saw in the previous video that it overrides the content of that file, which we don't want, right? So it means that we would have to put a control here so that it first checks whether the file exists before running the create option. So this is the create option. So before even this one gets run, we want to check whether the file exists, right? So we said to do that, we use the if statement. If a certain condition is true, then it should do something. So instead of the option for that is we want to check whether the file exists, right? So if file exists, file name exists, then it should do something, right? Then echo, sorry, file already exists. Sorry, file name already exists. Already exists. Something like this. And then the code should terminate, right? So in order to terminate that code, so we first have to, but then else if the file does not exist, then you should go ahead and create, right? So we said bring else here. If the file does not exist, so it means that we'll put all of this chunk of code beneath the else statement here, right? Okay, something like this. Then it should do this. Then when we are done, we have to tell it that close the if, or we are done with our if statement here, right? So from here or from this command, it will check whether the file exists. If it exists, it would tell us that it already exists. So let's rerun this script and then let's see. It says that sorry, file already exists. It delays for 1 minute, 1 second, because we said it should sleep for 1 second actually. So it tells us that sorry, file already exists, right? But then we are not interested in just the existence of the file. What if the file exists, but then it's empty? Then wouldn't it be good if you can just overwrite the file, right? And then continue doing whatever I want to do? Yes. So it means that we can change the -e to -s, right? Which would check whether the file exists and is empty. So let's see something. So here, if we cut the hello.sh file, we see that, sorry, hello.sh, we see that the file is not empty, right? So if I run this, I should be told that, sorry, file already exists. So here, sorry, should be told that file already exists, right? Sorry, file name. I see. I have to rerun this. I didn't include the E, so it is not telling me the file name. So sorry, hello.sh already exists. Is that not it? Okay. But then what if I maybe touch, let's see, which file is empty here? If I cut hey.txt. Okay, it's empty, right? This file hey.txt is empty, right? So what if I try running the create on hey.txt. So we are expecting that it should check it. And then if it is not empty, it should run this, right? So if I hit enter, it tells me creating script because it checks hey.txt. It exists all right, but then the file is empty. So since it is empty, it will do what? It will run the script for us. So well, we are done. So you can just use -s to validate whether the file exists. If it exists and it's empty, it will still go ahead and create the file and make it executable. If it exists and it is not empty, then it will tell us that no, sorry, this file already exists. So basically, this is how we implement the control structure on our progressive projects. So before we close, or before I close this video, I want to show you how to do the nested or check some nested or conditional statements where you do end, use the end or operator. So to touch, so let me touch, let me call it advanced CTRL, advanced control SH. So let's use our dot create function, sorry, advanced, how dot create script rather, advanced ctrl.sh, right? So we want it to create this for us. So it's creating it for us and then making it executable. Whoa, it's done, declaring the shebang into it. So when I open this, I should see the shebang there. And then now we want to look at some control structures, but this time around some in-depth one. So if I do if, so I want to check for the age, right? So I want to read the age from the user, but then I want to prompt the person to tell me your age. So how old are you? How old are you? And then something like this. And then after receiving the input, I want to store it into a variable called age. Bear in mind that we are using small letters here. You can use capital letter if you want. Age. And then after that, I check the age for it. So if the person is younger than 18, you are young and you are not ready to vote. So let's see if the person is younger than 18. So if the age, right? So age is what? Less than 18, right? We say that's what? Sorry. We then echo you are young and not ready to vote, eligible to vote, right? But so else if, so you do elif just like in Python, then you put your statement there. But bear in mind that if we run this will not run because, so let's even comment this one out and then close our if statement as always. If we run this command, the first one will run. So let's see. So // advance that. So it asks how old am I? If I said I am 12 or 13, I'm expecting it should tell me this, but it tells me that this command not found, which means that I have to space it out. I told you that the space is always important. So now when I run it, I'm expecting that it should run. So if I say 13, it should tell me that I am young and I'm not eligible to vote, right? Okay. So now let's continue with our else if statement. This is where the main goal is. So I want to compare the age, right? So if the age is greater than or equal to 18, greater than or equal to 18, right? And equal to 18, And so we said if you want to check the second statement and the age is less than 60, right? 60, sorry, age is less than 60, then it should tell us something, right? Then echo arise Ghanaian youth, and then we end this, right? So now let's see what happens. This wouldn't run, but then let's see what happens. If I do this, I am, let's say 20. I got this error. Why? Because now I am combining two conditional statements or two comparisons. So I'm comparing two things, two statements, whether age is greater than 18 or the age is less than 18, right? So now the best thing to do here is, let's see, if I pass option A, what happens? 20, you see. So it tells me that arise Ghanaian youth, which means that I can use this option A and then the single quotes, right? Single square brackets here. And then this will still work, right? But what if I want to use the comparison operator, the ampersand, the double ampersand, then I would have to do what? Include another square bracket here. So now if I put the square bracket, bear in mind that there should be no space, right? Bash is sensitive to space, so there should be no spaces between the square bracket. So if I rerun this, I should still see, if I put 25, I should still see the arise Ghanaian youth, right? So if I rerun it again and I put 12, I should see we are young, not eligible to vote, right? But then if you want to check whether the person is equal to or greater than 60, so you can do else or elif or else, so that we check, we just say that the person is what? Echo should retire. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. For your service. Okay. So now when I rerun this, 12, you are not eligible to vote. I rerun it to it's 34. Arise Ghanaian youth. Obviously I'm a youth. And then if I bring 61 or even 60, let's see. Thank you for your service. So now it works. So keep in mind, if you are comparing two statements using the or, the and or operator, then you would have to either bring the option A and then with one square bracket, or you double the square brackets here and avoid spacing them. Avoid the spacing of the square brackets. It won't work. Trust me. So basically, that's how you do this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe and share with your friends so they could also learn from this video as well. And we can't wait to see you in the next video. Thank you.